It's time to speak about the Mitas tires, which we're using. I'm using it since 6-7 months for about 6,000 kilometers. And I would like to give you my feedback. My friend Alami uses those Mitas since 100 kilometers. You have it. I don't think you have more than this.
Actually, this is the second set.
The second. You had already in the past Mitas
E09.
E09 they were called.
These are better on muddy surfaces.
Yes.
The new ones. But I have only 100 kilometers. So till now the impressions are really good. So on muddy, and you know that we went through waters a couple of times, and I was really happy with the performance.
I've installed this Mitas last year around April, so now I have about 6,500 kilometers with them. I really test them on every surface. I tried first they were tested on the mud, on the grass, then I was filming on the sand. It was the most difficult terrain. I've ridden those tires. Then on the asphalt, on the tarmac, also people were asking, okay, we have an 80-20 tires, and many of you have asked, how is this tire on road? I think you need to rethink all this tire changing, because you would like to have a capable tire off-road, especially in the most difficult areas. You would like to have a pretty aggressive and pretty capable tire off-road, and you want to have a decent or a very good grip also on-road. This is not possible with 80-20 tire like this. You always have a compromise, but I was surprised, honestly, I was surprised of the grip which I had on road with these tires. So I decided to buy another set, but not another set. I only bought the rear because after 6,000-7,000 kilometers, I still have about 30% of the tire left of the rear tire, and more than 60-70% left of the front tire. So I will change 2 rears with 1 front tire. The tire is pretty solid off-road. You don't have any issues on any surface, even in the mud. If you unload faster the tire, you don't have any problems, any issues. The tire is pretty aggressive, pretty capable. The tire is pretty capable off-road, no matter the surface, sand, rocks, mud, grass, any surface, gravel. It's pretty capable. You stop the bike very fast. The tire was a little bit worn out on the middle because I was riding pretty much I was riding too much on road than I was expecting, because to get from the city out in the forest I need to make, let's say, 70-100 kilometers, and I was riding on off-road only 13-20 kilometers. So I was riding actually 20% off-road and 80% on-road. But in the same way, I would like to have the best possible grip off-road. So I'm willing to pay this price of an aggressive tire which will help me off-road and to have a decent grip on road. And this tire, that when we get to the on road, on the asphalt, the tire has a pretty satisfying grip and a pretty decent grip on the turns. I tested it also on the rain. I didn't push it too much, honestly. I just wanted to have a safe ride, and it did its job. I have the DAKAR version because I wanted to prevent the flats and the punctures, and I'm using it together with the inner Michelin ultra heavy duty inner tube, because as you know, my Honda Transalp 750 doesn't have tubeless tires. My friend Alami has fortunately tubeless tires for its Africa Twin. So how do you find the tires so far? You had the previous version in the past. We have to mention that these are the new Mitas, the Mitas Enduro Trail XT Plus. I have the DAKAR version, which is harder. Alami has a regular version, which is a little bit softer, but still it's a hard tire. What is your impression when you compare this tire with the previous Mitas E09? How do you find this one?
This is better on muddy surfaces, as I told you before. But I really don't like on the roads. I can feel that I can't trust the motorcycle. So I try all the time not to lean
Too much.
So I'm trying to keep the motorcycle up straight.
You don't want to force too much the...
With the previous ones, I used to lean a lot. I almost torn the tire because
on the sides
because I was going like 120 kilometers per hour on the road and pushing the bike harder because I could trust them on roads. But let us not forget that this is a new tire. I have maximum 100 kilometers on it.
Yes.
And I still have to test it after 100 kilometers. Usually the tire is better. The grip is better.
Yes. This I noticed just right after I've mounted the tire. I have some difficulties taking the turns. I wanted to take the turn on the left, and somehow the bike was going on the right. So
it wasn't letting you. This is also a very heavy tire.
Yes, especially the Dakar version and the inner tube from Michelin, the ultra heavy duty. It's so heavy, man. I mean,
they are heavy. You can
very
feel
heavy,
the
very heavy. It's a very heavy bike. You have to consider, but I prefer this somehow bulletproof tire for my case. For my off-road riding, I would like to enjoy more the off-roading and not making too much punctures or repair too many punctures, to be honest. So far I was lucky. I don't know if the tire really did its job or I was just lucky. I could not say, but I didn't I really pushed the tire, honestly, between branches, between hard terrain, so the tire resisted to the puncture so far. Now let me show you and we can compare both of the tires. Alami has a new tire, I have an worn out tire, 7,000 kilometers so far. We have to take a look at the rear tire, at the front tire, and have some conclusions at the end. So this is my used tire from Mitas after 7,000 kilometers. You can see on the mid side, on the middle, how worn out it is. We have a thickness of 30 millimeters since the beginning. Now we have left about 3 millimeters, maximum 4 on the middle and pretty much on the side, because as you can see, it's not so worn out on the sides. We have more than, I think, 10 millimeters, something like that, 9 millimeters. So this is how the tire is looking. No flats, no puncture whatsoever so far. This is Alami's tire. This is not the Dakar version. This is the regular one. This is the new one. Check it out how it looks on the middle. It's perfect. We put it to the work today on the muddy sections, on some gravel, grass, mud. So this is how the tire is looking as new. You can check it out. This is the front tire, and this is mine. This is the one from the Honda Transalp 7,000 kilometers, and it looks absolutely great, man. It has an even worn out. Check it out. I'm really satisfied about the front tire. I wouldn't change it for nothing. I will keep it anyway. Perhaps I'm thinking for a solution for the rear tire, but man, the front tire from Mitas Enduro Trail XT Plus Dakar version, it's absolutely perfect. It has more than 8 millimeters thickness from 13. It's pretty good. Check it out. Let's see Alami's tire. It's new, and you cannot see too much difference when you take a look at both tires. But what a tire. I'm really impressed about the front tire. Very, very good braking power on any surface, honestly. Let's take a look at these Mitas Enduro Trail XT Plus tires.
Classified mud and snow only for 20% on-road use and designed for all-around performance and confidence on all types of gravel terrains and especially on difficult off-road trails. Extremely aggressive longitudinal scoop-shaped block thread pattern ensure grip on soft, muddy terrains as well as hard, rocky terrains with the limited compromise of pavement road performance. Available in a heavy-duty version or optional ultra-heavy duty version DAKAR designed for extended durability, recommended for dual-purpose adventure touring motorcycles in rally configurations. The DAKAR version, the tire with a stronger carcass and higher puncture resistance, suitable for higher loads, longer adventure trips and extreme conditions. This tire is available on multitude dimensions, starting from a 19 and 21 front inch wheel to a 17 and 18 rear inch wheel. You can use this tire for a tubeless rim, or in my case for my Honda Transalp 750 I don't have a tubeless rim, so I'm using it to prevent the punctures with the inner tube from Michelin, an ultra heavy duty inner tube. And because many of you have asked what kind of tube I'm using and what is my combo, so to speak, so I'm using the Mitas tire, the ultra heavy duty DAKAR version, and in addition I've decided to use this Michelin ultra heavy duty inner tube. You can use it for competition. It has a very robust, it's a very robust inner tube. Thanks to the 4mm thickness, the tire is way more robust. Pressure saver, thanks to the ultra heavy duty inner tube, the tire maintains a correct pressure, and this I can confirm. The air pressure hasn't dropped because I'm checking the tire pressure all the time when I'm riding. I saw that the tire pressure is very constant. I haven't encountered any pressure drops, any tire pressure drops during my rides. As a downside, this inner tube is very heavy, especially the rear tube. It's very heavy. And in addition, with the Mitas Enduro Trail XT Plus DAKAR version tire, you can have a pretty heavy wheel, so you might consider that. Here are the sizes you can find for the 18, 19 and 21 inch wheel. You can find the sizes. I've used for the rear the 140/80. There is no perfect match for the Transalp tire dimension. And for the front you can easily find a 90/90/21 for my Transalp. This inner tube is using the Michelin butyl technology.
So Mitas Enduro Trail XT Plus, a tire which we highly recommend.
Yeah.
We recommend if you are willing to make some off-roads. A tire which will give you confidence, a tire which will give you strength, which will give you grip, perfect grip off-road. And for me, this tire gave me confidence. This is the word. They give me confidence. They give me no punctures, the DAKAR version. So who would you recommend this tire to?
This tire will bring us from any situation.
Yeah.
Now I'm talking about off-roads. I won't recommend for roads. If you are going to ride or to make some touring or long distances on road, don't buy this tire. But this is a very good tire if you are going to use the motorcycle like 50-50 on roads, off roads.
Yeah.
This is the solution. This is a reliable tire, and we really like how it's making its job on any terrain,
Surface, any
surface.
Yeah.
On mud, on sand.
And honestly, the tire also looks great on the
Yeah,
bikes.
it also looks great.
Gives an aggressive look of the
Yeah.
bike, off-road aggressive look. But most important, it's a very capable tire. I mean, I will go for this tire one more time with the rear, finish the front and the rear, and then I will decide what I will do next. Because if we will test something else, the most important for me at least is reducing the puncture risk, because I don't have tubeless tires and I don't have tubeless rims. You have tubeless, so you don't care what.
It depends.
More or
It
less,
depends, yeah.
more or less.
It
You don't care, but I would like to reduce as much as possible this risk. Dakar tires, the Dakar version tires from Mitas, they bring me a benefit, so I will go for them with the rear tire one more time, test it on some events, see how it works. Most hopefully I will not ruin it, I will not wear it on the middle too much. I will try to somehow find a way to go maybe directly to the off-roads and skip some transportation on the asphalt of the motorcycle. This will be nice to have, but we still gonna provide you the feedback continuously on the channels, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.